Well, as we approach the holidays, it's the season of giving and a time to share time with family and loved ones. But the stresses of the holidays and the winter itself take a toll on us. Dr. Peter Miles is a cardiologist and physician-in-chief for Kaiser Permanente in South Sacramento, joining us to talk about the rise in heart attacks at this time of year. Dr. Miles, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Holiday heart syndrome, this is an actual issue to be aware of and to keep in mind at this time of year.
Absolutely, yes. And good morning. Happy holidays to everybody. It's definitely a time also to reflect on some of the risks that actually can occur at this time of year. Like you mentioned, there's an increased rate of heart attacks throughout the holiday season. There's something called holiday heart syndrome, which is tied to excess alcohol intake during the holidays, which we know is very common. But also not only that, throughout the winter season, just due to the high temperatures, there's a raise in blood pressure as a result of that. That can predispose us to heart attacks. And then in particular, as you said, in the holiday season, as it relates to heart attack risk, we have good evidence that shows that the rate of heart attacks actually increases from December 24th to January 1st, exactly through Christmas Eve through the New Year holiday.
This is scary. I have a very close friend who had a heart attack at a young age and very unexpected. So let's remain vigilant and mindful on prevention here. First, we need to know the symptoms and take action.
Absolutely, that's right. So this is one of the reasons why there's concern throughout the holidays, simply because we're distracted, we're potentially traveling, having family come. There are a lot of stressors, as we mentioned as well. So we may not actually pay as much attention to the symptoms right away. So where there's an opportunity to potentially jump in quickly, things can get delayed and ultimately lead to the more serious form of heart attack throughout the holidays.
One action we can take, which I think is really important, is to plan for peace and goodwill toward ourselves.
Absolutely. So back to that theme of the stress through the holidays. So no doubt that is a key driver. We know that stress can actually increase the risk of the triggers for heart attack. And that comes in the form of many things: the travel, hosting family, the financial strains of the gifts, etc. So if we can focus on making sure that we take some time for ourselves, don't put too much pressure on ourselves, and take a break throughout the season, that most definitely will go a long way towards preventing those heart attacks.
And more on focusing ourselves, don't forget our workouts and to keep moving and to keep active.
Absolutely. Yet again, another one you're highlighting as a risk of holiday season. We do not do as much in terms of activity, planning for exercise, et cetera, goes a long way towards preventing those things that contribute to heart attack as well.
Also important to stick to our meds, making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, and that may come in the form of vaccines as well.
Yes. So two things. One, just whatever medications we're taking for diabetes, high blood pressure, et cetera, making sure that we continue those through the holiday season. Don't forget, if we're traveling, to bring those medications with us. Missing those medications can drive the increased heart attack risk during the holiday season. And then in particular now, as the pandemic continues, as you mentioned, there's a direct correlation between heart disease and COVID-19. Getting out there, getting your vaccines or your boosters are essential to protect yourself through the holidays.
Thank you, Dr. Peter Miles with Kaiser Permanente. Keeping the heart attack risk for us during the holidays at a minimum. We'll do our best to take care of ourselves and our family and friends. Thank you for being with us this morning. Happy holidays to you.